Good morning, Epic family. Welcome to our special summit today. This is going to be a very exciting event. Please give me a thumbs up, Teddy, if you can hear me okay.
Loud and clear.
All right, beautiful.
I know that wasn't a thumbs up, that was a mouth up.
It's all the better.
All right.
Good morning once again, everyone. Thanks for joining us for this very special summit event. Once again, I'm Mike Gilbert. We will be getting started in just a moment. Still time for you to reach out to your team members, to your prospects, partners, and invite them to this event. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our Epic Virtual Summit, Epic Virtual National Summit. We're going to be getting started in just a moment. Thanks for being on time. We appreciate that. We are going to give it 2 extra minutes for folks that are still dialing in, still logging in. Thank you for your patience. We'll be getting started in just a couple minutes. All right, folks, good morning once again. Be sure you have pen and paper handy. We're going to get started in about 30 seconds. We've got some folks that I know are dialing in, but please make sure you've got everything you need to settle in. Grab a coffee, grab a pad. You're going to want to take notes this morning and this afternoon. We've got an amazing event lined up for you. More accurately, your leadership has an amazing event lined up for you today, and they've worked hard to put this together for you. So we are going to get started in just a moment. All right, all right, all right. It is 11:11 Eastern Time. Good morning, America. Good morning, Epic family. For once, we can actually say good morning to everybody. We don't have to worry about time zones. Some of you got up earlier than others to participate in this wonderful virtual national summit, and we appreciate you. Every time that you take time out of your schedule, especially on a weekend, to spend with us, to build your business, to invest in your business, we have tremendous respect for. I have respect for. I know that those are the types of people that are going to succeed in this business, in this opportunity. We, of course, have all seen it ourselves. The folks that do the steady things, that show up, that participate, that are engaged are the ones that have the success. And so you've positioned yourself here for that, for what's going to be a tremendous couple of hours together of fellowship, of training, of networking, of learning. You're going to hear from the best of the best. You're going to hear from our great leadership. You're going to hear from Chairman Nelson Gerard, and you're going to hear from some folks who haven't necessarily been or achieved SVP or platinum yet, but have stories to tell that are worth hearing, and just as an inspiration for all of us and for all of you. If you're new, if you are not part of the Epic family yet, we welcome you. Congratulations. You are invited to learn more about this great opportunity. More importantly, learn about the great people that make this opportunity what it is. And we're glad to have you on the line with us as well. We're going to start out this morning with the gentleman who actually put this event together, the gentleman who spearheaded the cooperation of all of our leadership team. He brought this idea up on one of our leader calls that we hold monthly, sometimes twice a month, with our top leadership. And this was a wish list item that this gentleman thought would be a great way to kick off this fourth quarter of 2024, the fall. We all love the fall. It cools off. We're happy to be outside in our jeans and our sweatshirts, and happy to be meeting people out and about. Some of those summer activities that tie us down, they're not quite as we're not quite as busy as we are, so we're able to have those conversations, have those meetings. And so that makes fall, that makes the autumn season a wonderful time of year for our business. And this gentleman, he understood that. Our leadership team understood that. And we wanted to pull everybody together in a way that we could sit back, relax, enjoy each other's company, but hear from some of our leadership, some of our representatives who are doing it themselves out in the field, the folks that are leading by example, the folks that are leading from the front, and can be an inspiration for all of us to build a better business, build a stronger business, and realize that we're in a position right now. Sure, we have been through some bumps and bruises. We've said it before. We all recognize that. If you're on this call, if you're on this Zoom, you know that, but you've also persevered. You've had the resilience that it takes to succeed in business and in life. And the fact that you're here today, once again, shows that you're in it for the long haul, that you're invested in your business, invested in your success, the success of your family, the success of your team members. And of course, you know, behind all of that is our tremendous Benefits of Equity program that allows you to earn equity in the growth and success of the Epic opportunity over these coming years. So sure, we've hit some bumps in the road. Sure, we've taken some shots to the gut. But if you're still here and you're still fighting and you're still building and you're still growing and you're still persevering, you are in the position that you want to be, that you've earned, that will allow you to benefit from the growth that is absolutely about to happen with this company. This company is going to grow. This company is going to thrive, and you're going to be at the forefront of that. And events like this, days like this, are proof of the pudding that we have the leadership team that it takes to make that success happen, to have that journey together, to succeed together, arm in arm, lockstep, growing, building, succeeding, and of course, profiting from our efforts. The gentleman I'm going to introduce to kick this event off, like I said, he helped organize, he spearheaded this, but more than that, he has been a true inspiration and a leader in this business for years and years and years. He's someone that I have a tremendous amount of respect for, not just because he's been around a long time, but because of what he's done in that time and the servant leadership attitude that he possesses. The fact that he's always there, not only for his team, he's always there for folks that maybe are on other teams. And he's always there for corporate. He's always there when we're down and out, when Cynthia or I or Nelson are having difficulty trying to make a decision or trying to work the next promotion or trying to rally the team together. Teddy Moore is always there for us. He's always there for you. And he's built a business that's stable, that's built on a foundation of the two things that it takes to succeed: getting customers and getting customer getters, i.e. partners. He understands it's those two sides, those two bookends that build a successful model, build a foundation of brick, not straw. And he's going to be sharing with you today how he does what he does. He's going to be introducing other leaders who are going to share how they do what they do. And if you take notes, if you learn from it, but most importantly, if you take action immediately following this event and do the things that we already know work, there's really no secrets in this industry. There's no secrets in this business itself of Epic. So if you do the things, you will get the success. This gentleman is proof of that. He's an inspiration for everybody, that all it takes is just to keep your feet moving. Keep your eyes on the prize. Stay positive. Don't lose sight of what you're really in this for. And he's an inspiration to me. I know he will be for you. Ladies and gentlemen, Senior Vice President Teddy Moore.
All right, everybody give me a drum roll. There go that drum roll. There go that drum roll. There go that drum roll. All right, all right, all right. Wow. Let me just give it back to Mike Gilbert. I tell you, he wears so many different hats. I know he wish he was an octopus because he does a lot. I want to give it back to corporate. I want to give back to Cynthia. I want to give back to our chairman. I always tell you guys, he's a ram in the bush. I am so excited. I'm telling you, I'm just going to try to maintain myself. And I appreciate your commitment for coming on today. We got people as far as from New York, from California, to Chicago, to Virginia, to North Carolina, to all over. In fact, we got somebody on the other side of the world, and you're going to hear from her today. Matter of fact, I think she must have tipped out of her room because her husband got to be asleep, because I know it's about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning on the other side of the country. And when I bring her on, you're going to say, what? All the way across the country? I'm telling you, this is committed. I am so ecstatic about this. I'm more excited because of the fact that we have about over 50 plus people already on Zoom. And I know the number is going to be 150 or more today. I know it is because of your commitment. Let me just take a second and just say, send this out to everybody that you know. Tell them, get on. It's going to be life-changing. As Mike Gilbert, our Chief Operations Officer, just said, it's going to be so amazing that you got to take notes. Somebody saying, oh, maybe you should go ahead and record it. Recording is fine. But when you get the information you're going to get today, I'm telling you, it's going to blow you away. And listen, whatever you do, contact your partners who might have forgot and tell them you got to get on the day, because at the end of this summit, I'm going to announce something that Nelson and corporate has gave me complete autonomy to announce. Now, some of y'all been to the national conventions. You know how we float out with those promotions. We have something so epic, something so powerful that when I give it to you, you're going to be like, no way you guys are going to do that. And I'm telling you, you're not going to want to miss this. Every customer, every partner, every guest that gets on the line is going to want to take advantage of this. And you talk about your numbers increase. See, I've been in this industry for over 30 years, actually 34. I got started when I was about 10. Now I got started when I was about 33 years old, about 34 years ago. So, but I can tell you, I sent out a text. I said, the greatest promoter to me in the world, and he never took a punch, was Don King. Why? Because he was a professional promoter and he was a professional presenter, an inviter. And you have to get people on. Don't be worrying about if they got money, they don't have money, they're too busy. Don't worry about it. Tell them get on, and just listen. Because I'm going to tell you something. We got some dynamite superstars going to be coming on. And I don't say that just because they're positioned in the company. I say that because of the position of their heart. I've seen these leaders. I've seen these leaders on the front line. I don't care what you've heard before. You're going to hear leaders that are going to pour themselves out in less than 22 minutes. And that's not easy for some of us leaders because we have a passion for what we do. So get excited. Do me a favor. We got about 18 people on camera. I'm not into making nobody get on camera, but at least let's fill up the first page at 25. So when we come back this afternoon, it'll be so crowded on this line this afternoon that everybody's going to try to get on. So let me get right into this. The Lord laid this on my heart a couple months ago, and I've been thinking. I asked the Lord, I said, Lord, just how can we come together? Because listen to this, and most people don't go on the conference, they know what I'm saying is the gospel. We spend at least $1,000+ going to every event around the country, and this company's been in act for 25 years. So we've been constantly trying to learn this and trying to learn. But you know what? It's way beyond money. It's way beyond health. It's way beyond opportunity. What it's about is changing your lifestyle, and it's generational wealth. So when you hear some of the testimonies that's going to come out of here, and it's not just going to be from our leaders, because all our leaders got a few people that's going to come on and give some life-changing events. I told everybody, get you some tissue and get you some paper because it's going to be very heartfelt. So what I like to do, because I am going to MC it, I'm going to try to keep this energy going. I'm more excited than a mosquito at the beach party. And you might hear me say something corny or crazy, but I'm just an old guy from Ohio that retired from the military 27 years ago. Been married to my lovely bride, Vicky. She's also senior vice president with me for over 41 years. And we just love helping people. We have a passion to help people. I just believe that I know there was a time to be born, there's a time to die, but the dash that we're all living, I believe this is part of my dash, and I appreciate you coming out on your dash. You're going to hear some professionals today. You're going to hear some motivational speakers today. You're going to hear some retired teachers today. You're going to hear some pharmaceuticals today. You're going to hear some nurses today. You're going to hear everything up under the sun today, and we're going to try to put it all in a short period of time. So without further ado, what I would like to do first, before I get started talking about leadership, which is going to be very quickly, I would like to bring someone that I have a tremendous amount of respect for. This young man is awesome. He didn't want to get involved in our company many years ago. But when I showed him something that actually works, it was life changing. I asked him, can he come on for about 2 minutes and share his story? And then we'll get right into this event. So without further ado, if Mr. Executive Director, AK, we call him AK for short, but it's Akwasi Kafor. If you're on the line, could you please come on so we can unmute your line so you can share your testimony, and then I'll come right back in after you're finished. If you're on, please unmute your line.
Hey, can you guys see me?
We can hear you.
Okay. Happy Saturday. I just want to give it back to my SVP, Mr. Teddy Moore, for being patient with me, for not giving up on me, and for understanding that, as a leader, sometimes the timing just ain't right, but he never gave up. And I just happened to be lucky enough to be his next door neighbor. So whenever I need coffee, I can just go over and get it. But to keep the story short, when he first told me about Epic, back then it was 5 links. I wasn't interested, like he just mentioned. He came by, he was like, look, I know you got a family. I know you probably taxes is eating a lot of your money. This business could be a way for you to get some deduction like the big company do and be able to get some of that money back in your pocket. I said, I'm not interested, but God know me. I'm hard-headed. I think I was dropped on my head a lot. So I'm hard-headed, so I always like to do things the hard way. So he said, okay, well, that's fine. So he went away. I think a week later or 2 weeks later, I came back and I looked out there. I went to go cut my grass and he had 3 brand new cars. Now I'm interested. Now I'm happy. I'm excited. But now I got ego and I got pride, so I can't just go over to next door and ask him, hey, tell me more about the company. So this is what I did. I said, okay, he like to cut his grass a little higher. I like to cut mine lower. So what's the best way to do it? Cut a little more of his grass so that way he'll come back and talk to me again. So I cut his grass, and just like I was thinking, he came by and said, hey, you didn't have to cut all that far. This is your line. You don't have to work too hard. And I was like, oh, that's some nice brand new 3 cars you got out there. He was like, yeah, my company gave it to me. And also, I got some good news for you. We just now got CBD. I know you played sports for a long time. I know you have some aches and pain. So we finally got something that could definitely work for you. And I was like, okay, CBD, I heard about it. And also have just a background story. I have a degree in biochemistry, so I knew about CBD. I knew how great it was. So I was like, okay, I'm interested. But guess what I did again? I told him no. But he said, okay, well, at least now you know. So if you need to, just come see me. And as I was walking, I had the small steel boys telling me, why you keep saying no to something that you should be saying yes to. This thing can help you and a lot of people who are dealing with pain. People are hoping that you come tell them that you found this amazing thing that can help them as well as help you. But I say, yeah, I don't need it. So I went by, and this is how God worked with me. 2 days later, after I told him no, minding my business, haven't been doing any physical activities, my back just decided to go out. Out of no reason. I didn't do anything. And it just went out. So I'm like, okay, I'll go to the chiropractor. I went there. Every week they crack my back. It wasn't getting any better. And I don't know if you've been to the chiropractor. Every time they crack your back, at the end they crack your neck as well. So every time I hear the bones just moving back and forth, it was very uncomfortable. So when I got back in the car, the small voice was talking to me again. He said, look, you're not a cat and you don't have 9 lives. So if you keep cracking your neck like that, one day the chiropractor might be in a bad mood and he might crack a little too far to the left or too far to the right, and you know what will happen. So I said, yeah, I can't take a chance with that. So I tried Bengay, I tried Tiger Balm, I tried BioFreeze, just anything not to go back and say, you know what, let me try that. I got home, my wife was like, look, you in pain, you need this, go over there and ask Mr. Moore about the products that he's talking about and try and see what happened, right? The worst can happen is it doesn't work. I say, yeah, I know it's not going to work. But you're right, I go back there. At this point, I'm looking like Quasimodo. I'm just hunched back, and I'm walking over to the next door to go ring the doorbell. I rang the doorbell, make sure I stand straight so he doesn't know I'm in pain because, I can't let him think that I'm that easy to get in. So I stand straight, and I lean on his wall. He came. I say, hey, I just came by to try that CBD product you're talking about. I know it doesn't work. I just got a small little pain in my back. I know it's not going to work, but I just want to try it, so I'll try it so I can come tell you tomorrow it doesn't work because I know it's not going to work. He said, okay, fine, yeah, let me go get you one. He got me one. He said nothing. As soon as he closed the door, I made sure the coast was clear. I hunched back over again, and I waddled my butt all the way back to the house, got in the house, screamed from all that pain for standing up straight, and then I got in the shower. Long story short, my wife put it on within 5 minutes. My pain threshold went from an 8 to a 6. I'm like, okay, now my mind playing tricks on me. This stuff can't work this fast. I had a long day. Let me go take a nap, and tomorrow we figure it out. So I took a nap. Couldn't wait to wake up the next morning to tell them, oh, this stuff didn't work. I woke up, and guess what happened? No pain. I had absolutely no pain at all. Like, I never had pain before. So I told my wife, I don't feel any pain. I don't know what happened. He was like, well, women are being the greatest people in the world. She was like, I finally got you now. You know that bulky TV in the back I've been trying to tell you to take outside and put on the curb so they can get it? Yeah, I said, yeah. So he said, if you want to know if this stuff works, go get that bulky TV, go put on the curb, and if I don't have to come scoop you up right next to the TV on the curb, we know it worked, and we got nothing else to say. I said, that's a good idea. So I went and got the TV, put it on the curb. I know I was going to put it right down, and I'll fall right next to the TV and wave out here and say, I've fallen, I can't get up. Bring the wheelbarrow and come scoop me up. But I went down there, put the TV down, no pain. I got back up. I'm like, oh, something wrong. This can't be right. So I'm out there doing the funky chicken, the cabbage patty. I'm trying to do anything to get that back to go out again. Nothing was getting the back to go out again. So I came inside, and my wife was like, you know what to do? I said, yes, I do. I picked up my wallet, went over next door, rang the doorbell, and I said, sir, I don't need to hear nothing else. Where can I sign up, and how fast can I have my business up and running? And that was the beginning to the end, and I've been here ever since. So I just want to give it back to SVP Teddy Moore, Senior Vice President Teddy Moore, for taking the chance on me, for not giving up on me, for understanding that timing is everything. And I'm just glad he allowed me to be here, and I'm not going nowhere because we can help a lot of people with these products, and there are people hoping and wishing that we come tell them about the amazing product that we have. So with that, back to you, SVP Teddy Moore.
All right, great. I appreciate that, man. You had, man. I didn't realize how comical you was. I thought I was the only one comical. Well, wow, that is awesome. And see, the first testimony here, and most people, and we as leaders, we all know this. We as partners, we all know this. We as guests, we all know this. Sometimes the proof is in the pudding. And when this afternoon, we're going to be talking about these amazing products, and you're going to hear so many different testimonies. So a lot of people are in pain for a lot of different things, but what we have is all natural, it's holistic, and I can tell you that I thank God every day. I pray every day that God gives me the boldness to share this with everybody, and also give me the eyesight to see people who are in pain. And everybody wants to be out of pain. If you're out of pain, you can feel better. If you're out of pain, you can work better. If you're out of pain, you can think better. If you're out of pain, guess what else? You can live better. So in saying that, I'm gonna spend 3 minutes with my training with leadership. It's gonna not take a lot, because as a leader, you got to be a follower. I've always followed leadership. I believe God puts people in this world for a reason and a season. And I believe that it's going to be something that's going to help you. But I was in the military, I went in the military way long time ago. But just put it like this, I retired 27 years ago. And I did 21 years a month and day in the military. And the first thing I had to do was learn leadership. But I knew leadership in a way before going into the military, because my father was pretty strict. He went in the military back in 1942. He was on Pearl Harbor. He was actually a cook for Dwight Eisenhower. I had an opportunity to go to Hawaii with the kind of opportunity this company involves us, that enables to have, and I was able to see the Pearl Harbor, and it was amazing going back looking at that, and that probably kind of set me up and catapulted me on in. So leadership is very important. Leadership ain't easy. I know everybody on here says, I don't want to be a leader, but you know what? If you're part of this company, regardless of what position you are a leader. In order to be a leader, there's certain things you have to do. Our chairman gave us one word about a month and a half ago. It is called grit. If you write down grit and look it up. Grit is like grinding. Grit is not giving up. Grit is like going up a hill. Grit is like saying that I'm going to lead from the front. And you really have to lead from the front. When I thought about this, and I was up on a lot, we have a great leaders coming after me doing this, and I used to sit in stadiums in Las Vegas, and it was over thousand people in this company. I was way in the back watching this, and I was just listening to the leaders up there. And you're going to hear from some of those leaders in a few minutes. And I was like, you know what? All I got to do is follow the leader. That's all you have to do in leadership. Follow the leader and follow good leadership. If you feel in your heart it's not right, don't do it. And here's the thing. Everyone can become a leader. There's no such thing. You're a leader of your children. You're a leader of your family. You're a leader of the church. You're a leader on your job. Everyone can become a leader. You know why it's very important to be a leader? And this is what the Lord just gave me. I don't even have my notes written. I don't have notes written down. This is what the Lord just gave me. True leadership is taking the bull by the horn, knowing what is right, and grab that bull and go in the right direction. That's true leadership. If you know something's not right in your spirit, that's not True leadership says, I'm not going to do that. But listen to this. Don't negate it because they have not arrived. Don't negate it. But what you have to do, you have to learn on it and say, you know what? I can do this. You got to speak affirmations to yourself. After you're looking for your shoes your house shoes in the morning and you're under the bed looking for your shoes while you're down there on your knees, just go ahead and pray. Just pray, Lord, whatever you have for me today. Instill wisdom, instill leadership. Let me hear somebody's heart instead of their complaints. Because it's all about leading. And watch this. You really are a leader. And don't think people ain't watching you. They're not listening to what you're saying. They're watching what you're doing. That's true leader. That's the essence of a leader. And that's all I really want to talk about leadership. Like I said, I'm excited. I want to move on because I got people out in California that I asked them very nicely to get up at 8:30 their time. So some of them had to get up about 7 o'clock in the morning their time and to come on this call right here on this Zoom. So I really appreciate them. And the first lady that I'm going to introduce to you, I tell you what, whoo, she's an amazing lady. She's an amazing partner. She's like the mother of this company to me. She never gets old. And when you see her, you're going to say, no way. And I'm not going to tell a lady's age, but I can tell you she over 50 and she under 100. So she's right there between that. But anyway, she's an amazing person. And listen to this. Age has no bearing with her because she's one of the top customer gatherers across the board for years. And I am so proud that not only she's my business, she's not just my partner, but she's also my friend. So without further ado, I would like to introduce you to some and introduce the ones that don't know her to our Bronze Senior Vice President, Miss Patricia Lloyd. Miss Patricia Lloyd, are you there? Unmute your phone because we're not going to read your lips today. Now you're still muted. Yes, you're still muted, Miss Lloyd. Just see if you can unmute your line. We got time. She said you can't get to it. Let me see. Okay, there you go. You're ready.
Okay. All righty then. Can you hear me? Oh, you can hear me now. I'm so excited. I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control and I think I like it. Well, I would like to say thank you for inviting me. I'm telling you, what a blessing. And I have a testimony, but I'm not going to tell it first. I'm going to introduce to you a friend of mine that when my husband passed, called me and asked me if, she said she had prayed. And the Lord asked her to call me and she wanted to be my helper, assistant. And I said, what? Girl, I sure need an assistant. And her name is Executive Director Janetta Ferguson. And she's a personal friend of mine. So Janetta, are you on the call? You on the call?
I am. Yes.
Oh, okay. So Lord, thank you, Lord. Janetta Ferguson.
Oh, thank you, Miss Pat. It's an honor, I'll tell you, to have you as my leader. So I know I only have a short time, so I'm not going to talk too long, but I want to give a testimony about our products and how they can help us. I have to give you a little background. June 6th, I went downstairs in my home, as I normally do every morning, to get a cup of coffee. and then go back upstairs, read my Bible, my devotions, talk to the Lord. But this particular morning, that didn't happen. I went downstairs and I started feeling funny. And I went to sit down in one of the chairs at the kitchen counter. And next thing I knew, I was on the floor. I had no idea what had happened, but I had passed out. And I don't know how long I was on the floor. So anyway, I go to the emergency room. They did all kinds of tests, and they found a few little things, but nothing major. Anyway, I stayed, they kept me overnight to do more tests. But long story short, my cardiologist told me that she wanted me to be under her care for about a year. So she did some blood work, and come to find out I had high cholesterol. I don't take medication at all, but she wanted me to start taking statin to get my cholesterol down. So I said, I told her, I said, well, I can take CBD for that. And she said, no, I want you to take the statin. She said, but you can take CBD with the statin. It's like, okay. So 3 weeks later, she wanted to do some blood work. Now, I had started taking tincture. Now, this is the 1000. I started taking tincture. I started out with the immune boost, but I ran out. So I started taking the immune and gut health. This was before the prescription statin. And when she took the blood work, she had me to go and get some more blood work to see how the medication she ordered was working. And it came back, my cholesterol was lower. So she called and wanted to know if I was taking the statin, did they need to increase it because it was lower, but not where she wanted it to be. And I called them back and I said, well, I'm taking the CBD. That's why it's lower. And she kind of laughed, and said, okay, but I still want you to take the statin. Anyway, I'm still taking the tincture. I am still taking the immune boost. It's working. Now, out of that fall, I have a stiff neck that I'm still, this is June 6th, that I'm still dealing with. I take, and I don't know if you can see that very well, might be, I'm out in the garage right now, but this is the 3 Extreme Cream. All of these things, they're helping me. CBD is helping me. I don't want to take statin. I don't want to take anything else that they may have to offer. I will continue to take my CBD. So thank you. And that's my testimony, and I'm sticking to it.
Well, praise the Lord. That's a good testimony because it works. And I'm so proud of Janetta. She's been with me, oh my goodness, over 10 years. Mm-hmm. And so what it is, I'm telling you, God will put people in your path that will bless you. And she has been a blessing. So let's give her a hand. I thank you, Janetta. And then the next person that I want to bring up is my daughter. Her name is Parlisha Watts Andrews. I want to bring Parlisha Watts Andrews up, and she's going to share her testimony. And she is an executive director. Parlisha, are you there? Parlisha.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you now.
Okay, I tried to get my picture up, but for some reason my pageant picture stays there. So anyway, good morning, everybody. God bless you. I'm one of the daughters of our Senior Vice President, Patricia Lloyd, and we are so proud of her here in Northern California. And let me just share my testimony really quickly with you. I'm a real estate agent now, but before I was a school secretary for a middle school here in Northern California. And I was in the office and we were laughing and talking, and all of a sudden the room started spinning, and I didn't know what was going on, and then I started throwing up, and I couldn't. They called the ambulance, and the ambulance came. They tried to lay me. I was so dizzy. I didn't know what was going on with me, and they put me in the ambulance. They hooked me up, and with the IV and everything, and I was so out of it. The blood was just flowing all over the ambulance. It was everywhere because everything was spinning. I know what was wrong with me. They got me to the hospital, and after a while, it kind of slowed down a little bit, and the doctor came in the room, and I'm like, what happened? What's going on? He said, have you ever heard of vertigo? I said, no, I never heard of vertigo. He said, it's when your brain is, your mind is spinning. You think you're dizzy, but you're not. It's something in your inner ear that's causing everything to spin. And some people get vertigo from time. I didn't know what it was. And it was so bad. So I had to use the restroom. I was stumbling to the restroom. I couldn't. So after about 3 hours, it calmed down, and I was still feeling sick to my stomach. And so my husband came to the hospital and got me. And when I came home, I took 2 gummies, and within 10 minutes, it was gone. Totally gone. And I looked at one of our pamphlets with the business, and I looked, and vertigo was one of the things that our CBD addresses. And it's just really awesome that our product works like that. And I'd never heard of vertigo, and the other people were telling me they had experienced a vertigo symptom. And I don't know if you all know anybody with that, but that is a terrible thing to happen. And so every once in a while, when I start feeling like that weird feeling again, I just grab a gummy, and it goes away. So I just thank God for our gummies. And that's my testimony about our immune gummies that are absolutely amazing. So I just wanted to share that, and that's it.
Thank you, Parlisha. That's my baby. Let me tell you, she do not run out of them gummies, and her husband either. Okay, I tell you the truth. So I thank you. I thank you for your testimony. And real quickly, before I get started, I'm going to share with you all some tips that God has put on my heart to share with you. But before that, I'm gonna give a testimony of my son. Before my husband died, before McKinley died, he told my son he was really, really heavy. And my son told him, look, I want you to take some Captivita. He was a diabetic too. So my husband said, I want you to take that Captivita. So my son obeyed his dad, took the Captivita, and lost 130 pounds, and is no longer a diabetic. And it's like, what? So my son, because he lives in Stockton, and he told me he was on his way to the Bay Area. He said, Mom, I got me another doctor. His name is Dr. Bonner. And I'm on the way to the Bay Area, and I know that he's going to look at my medical records and have a fit. He said, so I know he's going to want to talk to you. And I said, okay, just have him call me. So he called me while he was in the office. And the doctor said, how in the world did you lose 130 pounds? And you definitely no longer diabetic, because I'm looking at your records. So he told him about Captivita. He said, you better call my mom. He said, my mom is a shark. I said, boy, don't be telling nobody I'm a shark. And he said, the doctor's going to call you. I said, okay. So the doctor called me, Dr. Bonner. Dr. Bonner called me, and he said, look, this is amazing. He says, I'm driving to Stockton. I said, what? Now, I live in the valley, about an hour and 15 minutes away. depending on the traffic, it could be an hour and a half. So he said, I'm coming to Stockton. And I said, okay. So he came to Stockton. I was doing a buy one, get one free. And he said, well, I am a doctor, but I am a diabetic as well. And so is my son. So he bought 2 and got 4. He said, I'm going to call you in a week and let you know if this works. I said, well, Doc, it works. So he called me in a week. And within a week, the doctor said, this is amazing. He said, this could go viral. He said, you all own this? I said, yeah, the owner of the company owns this. And he said, this is amazing. He said, I'm coming back to Stockton. I said, really? And he said, yeah. So he came back. I never will forget it. He came back the last day of April. He looked me in my face and he said, you know what? Can I buy 100? And I looked at him and I said, what? I said, what? 100? He said, he was serious. He said, can I buy 100? I said, Doc, why would you buy 100 from me at retail when you can come in the business and buy as many as you want from yourself? And he looked at me and he thought about it. And he signed up and came in the business that day. He said, I know doctors all over. He said, there's even people in Africa. He said, so many people have diabetes. He said, this can go viral. So I just wanted to share that testimony. That's my testimony that I wanted to share with you. But I would like for you all to take notes, because I got something to share with you. Because I'm going to tell you, listen, I ain't no shame in my game. God is my senior partner. Okay? So I want you to the Lord had me write it down, baby. So I'm gonna share with you what God put on my heart to share with everybody on the call. And my topic is cross the line successful. Cross the line successfully. And I'm going to give you 3 points. 1 point is, I want to grow, I want to know, and I want to go, baby. I want to grow, I want to know, and I want to go. Because see, when you decide to cross the line, that separates failure from success. And you'll discover that not everyone is going to applaud you, okay? And not everybody ain't going to be in your corner, but it don't matter. Number 1, there will be the work that you're going to have to do. So you're going to have to work, you're going to have to focus, and you're going to have to work. Good things are rarely easy, and they're rarely cheap, okay? But real effort and attention are the fundamentals behind everything. So you got to have real effort and you got to have real attention. And there's no quick fixes. Understand that. Ain't no quick fixes. Well, number 3, you have to earn your results and push yourself. You must also focus and eliminate distractions. See, a lot of people, they don't understand. They get distracted. They get to watching the television and watching the news and the this and the that, and they get distracted, baby. You must capture growth and opportunities by staying focused. And then number 4, minimize your exposure to negative people. Let me tell you something. When negative people come around you, guess what? Don't be involved with negativity. Okay? Growth doesn't just occur. You must pursue it. You got to pursue it. And then number 5, time moves quickly and you can't get it back. You can't get time back, baby. And it keeps on moving. So take care of it. And what is stronger What is stronger, your fear or your faith? What's stronger, your fear or your faith? And then number 6, built into every mistake is increased knowledge. Did you understand me? I want you to jot that down. Built into every mistake is increased knowledge and understanding. We ain't nobody perfect. We gonna make mistakes, but guess what? You're increasing your knowledge. There's great things in store. Rise. It has been put this way. One thing that I do, forgetting those things which are behind. Forget all this mess that has happened, all this stuff that has happened behind. People left and trying to recruit you. Forget it. Press, reaching forward to those things which are ahead. And I'm going to tell you about me. I press toward the goal. I press toward the goal for the prize that stands before me. Because I'm going to tell you, God knows the way. He shows the way. He knows the way, he shows the way. And that's who I follow. And I follow him with integrity, with love for this company, with love for the people who have locked arms with me to help build this business. And that's my time. I'm going to give you 3 points and then I'm going to be through. Jot this down. Know the way. Go the way. Number 3, show the way. Number 1, know the way. Number 2, go the way. And number 3, show the way. And I'm going to give it back to my friend Teddy. You there? I'm through.
All right. I appreciate it. Thank God for you. Thank God for you. That is so awesome. And I didn't want to do this, but I'm going to have to ask anyway, because somebody did put in the chat, and I definitely was taking notes. But could you tell us which particular gummy did your daughter take for her
the immune gummy?
Vertical. For vertical, it was immune gummy?
The immune gummy.
Oh, wow. I thank you. That is so awesome. I tell you, that information was so good, and I appreciate you taking your time with this, Mother. I have to say mother to you. You know, you're my partner, okay? But I say mother because, I mean, you are the essence of someone who says you're never too old to teach, and you're never too young to learn. So I truly thank you.
You're right.
For
I'm
everything.
81, by the way. 81, 8 and 1, and I'm still here. Hey.
Well, thank you very much, Miss Lloyd. We got some single men on here over 82, so you might not want to tell your age now. All right. So I appreciate it all together. We're going to go right into the next person. I really appreciate you for just pouring out your heart. And as you can see, and listen, this is just the first person. We're going to go through, and I just really appreciate everyone. But the next young lady that I have coming on, Miss Parker, if you want to send that to Platinum Dave Silverman, if you're able to send that to him, and then he'll be able to share that with you if you want to go ahead and communicate with him very quickly and send that information to him. So we're going to get ready to bring the next person on. It might take a few seconds, but we will get it going because she has something she want to add to the screen. So nevertheless, appreciate everybody's patience. I have the greatest respect for her. She's amazing. I envy her a lot. They say you're not supposed to envy anybody, but I have to envy her a lot because when she was promoted to senior vice president about 6-7 years ago, They always told us when you get on stage, you got about 5 minutes to speak. And she got up there because she was the only one who got promoted during this time period. Not because people wouldn't get promoted, it's just that she had just went a whole nother level with this business out of the great state of North Carolina. But she actually had about 20 minutes to dance on her song and 10 minutes to talk. But she's a good friend of ours. I enjoy her and her dad. They're senior partners in the company, and myself and Vicky, we enjoyed them when we went out when we was in Jamaica for the vacation. It was on the company's dime. So let me just go ahead and introduce her. I have the greatest amount of respect for her. She's truly amazing. She's always on fire when she talks to her team, when she talks to the company, when she talks to the nation. And she has something in her that when you listen to her speak, something comes out of her heart. So without further ado, let me introduce to some and reintroduce to others, Senior Vice President, Miss LaShonda Parker. LaShonda, are you there?
I am. Can you hear me good, Teddy?
Loud
SVP
and
Teddy
clear.
Moore, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
All right. Good morning, everybody. I am dialing in. I am zooming in from the great state of North Carolina on this morning. So delighted to be with you all on today. And when SVP Teddy Moore called me, I got to thinking, like, what can I talk to everybody about? What can I say to you to encourage you, to inspire you, to move you, to motivate you, to push you, and to allow you to see where you're at currently in your business? And one of the things that I begin to think about is, we need to go back to the basics. And so I'm not going to get into it right now because I do want to introduce one of my partners that I grew up in the business with, that I have a tremendous amount of respect for. We came up in the ranks together. We trained together. We grew together. We learned together. We earned money together. And she's also out of the great state of North Carolina. We call her Rock and Roll Rogers. A lot of people may know her because she's always traveling up and down the road and sending pictures and letting us know wherever she's going across each state and country that she's in. And so I want her to give you guys a testimony. She is Executive Director, Miss Sharon Rogers, out of North Carolina. She's out of Clinton, North Carolina, but she's everywhere. And so without further ado, if Miss Rogers is on the line, if you'll come on and give us a testimony, then I'll jump back in there. Are you there?
I am. Good morning. Can you hear me?
I can. Take it away.
Okay. Give me just 1 second. Good morning, everyone. Please excuse my background here, but I am so grateful and thankful to have been invited by SVP LaShonda Moore to participate in this phenomenal event this morning. Like she said, we've been rocking and rolling together for a long, long time, myself since 2013, and I am just so grateful to this company, to our chairman of the board, Mr. Nelson Gerard, and Mike Gilbert, our chief operating officer. I just cannot say enough about him because this man has definitely been a constant in this company since I can remember. And to Senior Vice President Teddy Moore, thank you so much for your diligence and your dedication and your commitment as well. SVP Parker invited me to share a little bit about, my testimony about one of our favorite products. And I am an avid coffee drinker, guys. And I hear SVP Teddy Moore talk about the Montevita coffee all the time. So I know he's an avid coffee drinker as well. Just give me a quick minute because we know in this industry, we've been taught that conversation, documentation beats conversation anytime. And I have one of my avid customers that you all, I'm getting her on the line now, so I hope that you all can hear her. But this young lady here, we're talking about Senior Vice President Miss Patricia Lloyd being in her 80s. But this young lady, Miss Martha?
Yes.
Can you hear me, dear?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Okay. Can you all hear Miss Martha?
Yes, we can hear her perfect.
Okay, thank you so much. Miss Martha is one of my avid coffee clients, and you all, let me tell you this. This is the first time that Miss Martha has heard this story. Our company was following up, doing calls and following up with our customers. I'm so grateful for it because Miss Martha received one of those calls. And when Miss Martha received that call, me and Miss Martha rock and roll together as well. We worship together, we ride together. She's my shotgun partner, guys. And when Miss Martha got that call, Miss Martha had been introduced to our coffee and our tea, our Montevita coffee and tea as well. And when she got that call, Miss Martha doesn't know this, but I looked into my back office and Miss Martha had ordered so much coffee and tea that I thought that somebody had hacked her credit card, y'all. So I called her and I said, Miss Martha, I said, how you doing? I said, how you enjoying your coffee and your tea? I didn't let her know that I was concerned about the amount of coffee and tea that she had ordered. And she, she just let me know that she was enjoying it and that she had, she was still drinking it. And she had some things going on. So I reminded her, I said, Miss Martha, drink your tea and, that'll kind of help you with what you have going on. She still didn't say anything to me about her receiving the phone call from the company. And I didn't say anything either because I said, wait a minute, y'all, this, I want her to know that we operate in integrity. And with the order that I'm seeing, I'm almost afraid to ask her if she has ordered. So I still didn't say anything. I called her a couple more times and I said, Miss Martha, how you enjoying your tea? I said, did it work for you? And she started telling me the little things that she was noticing. And finally, she said to me, she said, Sharon, she said, I got a call from the company. She said, and I placed a pretty large order for that coffee and tea. And I was so happy because I said, Lord, thank you, because I didn't want her to think that we were doing anything that was not correct. But Miss Martha is one of my avid coffee and tea drinkers. So Miss Martha, if you would please, can you tell us what it is that you like about the Montevita coffee and tea?
Well, I love the coffee, the flavor of it, and it's a real booster in the morning to get my day going. And I enjoy sometime in the evening, but in the evening I drink the tea more so in the evening time. And it's very relaxing and gives me a little extra energy and whatnot. And I still got a few more packets to go. And I've been working on it.
And Miss Martha, I know that you're a diabetic as well. And you were sharing with me some things that you've noticed since you've been drinking the coffee and tea. Can you share that with us as well?
Well, my A1C did drop down some. And I'm due to go back for a physical next month. So hopefully I'll still see a decrease in my A1C. It's just working so good,
Mm-hmm.
I'm thoroughly enjoying the product.
Well, thank you so much. And it's the Montevita black tea that you're drinking, is that correct? Okay. And coffee is the Colombian Supremo. That's what you're drinking for the coffee.
Yes, and the hazelnut.
Oh, wonderful. And you know what, and you're speaking of the hazelnut Montevita coffee. I have to tell you that I have discovered that the Oxygen CBD hazelnut coffee is superb. Yes, that one, we're going to have to you're going to have to share that one as well. But thank you so much for your time and your testimony, Miss Martha. You know I love you, and I'll be talking to you again soon.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, dear. Enjoy your day. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you, everyone. That was my my client, Miss Martha Taylor, out of Greenville, North Carolina. And I would be remiss. I have a young lady that was an avid Montevita black tea consumer, as connoisseur, I have to say, because she loved a nice warm, nice hot cup of Montevita tea with lemon and 4 tablespoons of sweet and low sugar. This young lady has now transitioned. She's gone on to be with the Lord, but I just want to say, in honor of her, fly high, Miss Iris Mitchell. We love you and we miss you. And thank you for your support with our Montevita tea. We love you. This is Sharon out of the great state of North Carolina. I stand in unison with our company and with our SVP, Miss LaShawna Parker, and thank you so much for the invitation for me to share. This is Sharon, and I'm done speaking.
Wow, wow, so awesome. Thank you so much, Ms. Rogers, for that awesome testimony with your customers. And I do appreciate you. You know, you my ride or die. So thank you so much for getting on the line with us on this morning. And so at this time, I kind of want to talk to everybody about something that's been dear to me because, you know, you heard Senior Vice President Teddy Moore talking about leadership. And so we are always looking for leaders in our organizations. We're trying to see who's the next person that want to come up and follow us, because guess what? We can't do the business alone by ourselves. And we know that. So we have to have more hands to help us do what we have to do in the business, whether that's quick starting people, whether that's enrolling people, whether that's helping people to learn how to present, whatever it is. We as leaders are always looking for the next person that's in the company or the organization that we have to come up where we're at, because we need more hands to do the business. Because if you work one person, when they burn out, guess what? You don't have anybody else that can come behind you. And so we always want to encourage partners and people that are thinking about getting in to come aboard and want to be a leader in the organization. We love followers, but it's no good to have a whole bunch of followers and you don't have a lot of leaders to help you move in your organization and with your business and have great momentum to get you to where you need to be at. And so something I want to talk to everybody about is the power of quick starting. One of the things that we've done over the years is try to make sure that people were properly quick started when they first came aboard, so that they won't lose faith in the business. They won't lose faith in what they have been taught and learned over the course of the time that they enrolled and first got started with us. And so we want to make sure that everybody has the right and the ability to quick start people even before your senior leadership even tell you how to get them started on the right path. And so our goal is to help other people succeed. And as they succeed, guess what? We're going to succeed. And as you can see on the screen, you see people climbing up. We want to go up together. My goal is to help everybody go up to the next level, the next position that they want to go up to. And so what do you know about quick starting? Do you know how to start a new person out on the right path once they join your opportunity? Or do you kind of clam up, or you become fearful because you don't know what's the next step? It's exciting when you can get that new partner that says, hey, I want to lock arms with you. I want to join you. But then the next step is, what do you do after that once you get them? Because now it's a person that you have to make sure you cultivate and you mold into this process of how to do a business that they may have never done before. And so the quick start process helps you with that, and learning and teaching and showing others how to get started on the right foot. And so we want to work with you on a process that is duplicatable. That's right. That means you can take it and you can give it to the next person, and they can do the same thing over and over again, duplicating a process that is proven to be successful or that works. And so that's what we want to make sure that everybody knows, because freedom and opportunity is there when we all need it the most. And these are some of the products and services that we offer as representatives here in our company called Epic. Now, we do 3 things. You hear it all the time, and it becomes to be something that we say, well, that's just cliche now. And we know we're supposed to do this, we're supposed to do that. But we want to make sure that everybody remembers that we are in business to make money. We didn't come here just because we want to be a social club. We want to come and make money. I got in, y'all, to be honest, because I was broke. That's right. I was broke. I was sick or tired of being broke. I had the college degree. I have the college degree in psychology, but still it didn't pay me enough money for where I was working at and where I was living at and where I stay at now. The prices to stay here in Wilmington, North Carolina, because I stay on the coast and the beach, it's ridiculous high. It means I have to have enough money to be able to make it. But that's why I joined, because I was sick or tired of being broke, and I watched my mother struggle, and I didn't want to struggle no more. If I can go to school and get a college degree, then why should I have to struggle? So this opportunity afforded me the chance to come in when I needed it the most. I needed it. Notice, I needed it because I was down and out. And then because I joined and I got started right away properly by the person that brought me in, I was able to see my path clear, and I could see how I could make enough residual income to make it and pay bills that I couldn't pay with my normal paycheck every day. So this is one of the things that we help people and partners that are coming in that may want to come in, and partners that's on the fence, and people that's already in, to realize what they have in their hand and how we're going to help you, guide you, lead you, and show you in the right way you should go to be quick started properly. So we do three things. We go get business partners, and we get paid. We go get customers, and we get paid. We get referrals. See, this is the other side. We go get referrals and we get paid, and we help other people do the same, because when you win, I win. When you win, the company win, and we want everybody to win all the way around. So that's the power of what we have. And 3 tips for getting referrals, because a lot of times we just focus on that one person. But what if that person say, well, I'm not interested in anything? I've had that to happen to me. You know what I said to them? I said, well, give me somebody that you think will be interested in what I got in my hand, that want to know about CBD, that want a business opportunity. And guess what the people said? They said, I could do that, LaShawna. I said, okay, well, when can we get together? Who do you know? And guess what I tell them to do? The ways of getting referrals is I tell them to get me 5 to 10 people that they think can benefit from hearing the information. And guess what? I follow up with them, because your success is in your follow up. And so I'm going to tell them, hey, I'm going to call you on such and such day. What's a good time? And we go after that thing together. And then number 2, guess what I do? I ask the guests to host a CBD party for their family and friends so they can get free and discounted products. Has that worked? Absolutely. Who don't want some free products? Whether they don't want to pay for it. So guess what? If you get some guests on the line and you have a certain number of guests and they buy something, I say, hey, you can get a free product. You can get the product of your choice. Why? Because I stock up on my products. So when the company is out, LaShawna's not out, because I have a bag, a rolling duffel bag that I take to my vendor events, and I make sure every product that could possibly be offered through our company is in my rolling duffel bag. And I stock up on that product until we don't have it no more. And then when it come back in, I'm going there online, ordering a bulk of it, so then I can move the old one out and get some new one in. And that's how we do it, to give the free product out. See, you got to be a blessing. I learned early in this opportunity, in order to give to people and be a blessing, you have to give something away to be a blessing. And it's not always you getting something back in return, but being a blessing. When people see that you're not just about the money, then people will follow you. I've given a lots of stuff away, and I was like, Lord, I gave a whole bunch of money away because that was my product. That was me wanting to make money. But when I started listening to God and he told me to give it away, I saw myself getting more back, because I was able to give something free first, and people didn't see me as just being a person trying to get their money. So number 2, ask guests to do a CBD party. Number 3, tell your guests to send potential prospects to your live webinars. So you have to know when a live webinar is up to promote from event to event, all right? And you have to invite them into your in-person business meetings. Some of us are having in-person business meetings. We used to do belly to belly. We used to invite people into our homes. Now we're going into their homes. You know why we go to their homes? If we're going to go, because we want to make sure that they're going to be at home so we can do the presentation. That's smart. See, if I go where you are, you can't fudge me. But if I tell you to come where I'm at, you can fudge me and say, well, I got caught in traffic, so I ain't going to come. But if I go where you are, most likely you're going to be where you say you're going to be at. So I just pop up there and make sure you're there and we can get it on. Okay, so these are some of the things that we've done over time. And when our company changed name to Epic, I did 2 different flyers last year because I wanted to make sure that whenever I was presenting on those Thursday nights, that I could interchange the language. I did one for Epic overview, and then I did one for a business overview. The reason why I said a business overview is because people that are business minded, they understand business. So I can say that word, but a person that never knew anything about business, that word business scares them because it's new territory and they never touched the surface. So I did my own flyers, changing that to make it fit for whoever that was not business minded. I could use Epic overview so they can say, what is Epic? So when they got on the line, they would know what Epic was about once I started presenting the information. We did flyers, we promoted stuff, we did product expo. How many of you guys out there remember those product expos when we were hitting it hard? How many partners did you get off of those product expos? Hello, let's go back to that. There's nothing wrong with doing that. We talked about 2 products. Everybody on my team, I challenged everybody. I said, everybody got to do a product expo. And I didn't hold their hands. We went through a rough dry. And then we said, okay, you're going to do this thing. And we all got our guests on there. And guess what? When we finished, we got customers and we got what? Partners. Because when partners came in, they said, well, I want this, this, and this, but it's equally this. We said, well, you might as well be a business partner. Like SVP Miss Patricia Lloyd said, if you're going to spend that kind of money, $400 and $500, you might as well join the business and get it on discount rate like we're getting it. So that's the power of quick starting your people. And then we played a game called tic-tac-toe. You don't have to be like me. Just tell people to get a piece of paper when you're on your line. Tell them to take notes. Why? Because you don't want them to forget their questions before you get to the end of your presentation. Because I want them to remember them products that they said they wanted. And I talk about it and I have them write it down. And then when we get to the end, people have questions versus people being quiet when you ask the question at the end. Then now people got something to what? Talk about. I want you to talk to me because I don't like it to be too quiet. I need you to talk to me. I need to hear from you because I need to hear where you at and know your thoughts. Is that all right? So this is a checklist. We want to help you to make sure you checking everything off the list, the quick start. You can do a quick start. You don't have to be a genius in this business to learn how to quick start a person. A little child, you can train your grandson, your granddaughter, or high school students how to do this process. And guess what? If you give them this list and they follow it to the T, they can be good at doing it. It don't take a genius to quick start a person. It don't matter what age you are, you can quick start a person. And then all you got to do is go run and tell your leadership, hey, I quick start my new person. They said, you did? And then y'all can talk about what you did, and then y'all can take it to the next level. That's why we here. We in business for ourselves, but not by ourselves. We here to help guide and lead you as leaders. But we want you to be successful, but we want you to stand up too and grow like we're growing so that you can get to the same level that we at. So quit starting. The first thing you got to do is get the person what? Enroll. They got to come in with their $299.95 plus the $50 what they're going to do with their website, and they got to get what? Qualified. Then we want to make sure they text our Epic text message to 55255 so that they get all the messages that we're getting so they'll know when promos are coming out. They'll know when specials are coming out so they can get it too. Then we want them to download their My Epic app and become their own first customer. We teach our people how to flip their services. And when people understood the power of flipping their services, guess what they did? They got paid and they got what? Promoted. That's what, say it again, paid and what? Promoted. That's what we about. We're helping people get paid and promoted, but we got to show them the power of first becoming their own customer. And then guess what we told them to do? Make their what? List. Now, sometimes when you tell people to make a list, they get what? Nervous and scared. Why? Because they understand, hey, I got to now sit down and think about this thing. Absolutely. But the one great thing about making a list, y'all, you don't have to be so in deep with this thing. When I first came on, my success coach and mentor told me I had to make a 200 name list. He said, because you going somewhere, LaShawn. I said, what? He said, yeah, you know a lot of people, but that thing took me the longest time. But he said, I'm only going to give you 3 days because I see greatness on the inside of you. So guess what I had to do? I had to rise to the occasion because he said he saw greatness on the inside of me. So I pushed myself. to get those 200 names. But when you come in, start small. Start with 25 people. Write just 25 people names down and then build on that afterwards, because you don't want to overwhelm yourself with trying to get to the 100 names, because the first 25 people is who you want to invite out to your first business opportunity. And by default, you're going to get most of those people to come out on your first session. And whoever don't come out on the first, they're going to come on the second. So now you got more people to invite until you get through your 100 names, and then you get to more names. And then before you know it, you got you some business partners and you got you some customers. And then next, schedule a one-on-one training with your leadership within 24 to 48 hours. Schedule your grand opening within 4 to 7 business days after you register your business. And then last but not least, attend your team meetings to ensure your success. It is power in the quick start, you guys. I'm not going to go no further because I know I'm over my time. So I want to stop here. Just on this moment right here, just look at this, take a screenshot and go back to this and encourage yourself to practice this stuff and work with your leadership so you can become the true leader that you want to be in this opportunity. With that being said, thank you so much, Senior Vice President Teddy Moore. God bless you guys. I love you. And I'm out of the great state of North Carolina.
All right. I appreciate you, Senior Vice President Shonda Parker, and those 2 testimonies. I tell you, this is just awesome. I am so excited about what's going on today. You know, I had already took a screenshot. See, I'm too old to remember all this stuff. So I take a screenshot whenever somebody puts some information, not because I've actually lived this, but sometimes you got to go back and just see, it's the basic things about this industry. And I think that's why myself and Vicky is so excited. I force her to be excited because after 41 years, she excited with me. I'm excited with her. We're excited about the opportunity. That's all to it. So here's the thing. Everything that you're getting today is applicable to everything you do in life. Everything you do in life. Now, we have somebody coming on in about 11 minutes. And you're saying, well, how are you going to fill the gap in 11 minutes? Oh, well, let me tell you, I can fill the gap. Because I can tell you a little bit about my story and a little bit of how it's helped me. And hopefully something I might say either will convict you, give you confirmation, or give you a revelation. I'm going to tell you something. Every one of these leaders, I am so excited that I'm a part of their lives. Because they don't realize they pour in me. They constantly pour in me. And you know what? As people pour into your life, you have to pour out. Even in the Bible says that the Lord will pour you out. He said he'll pour you out to be a blessing. So you got to bless other people and you got to pour out to other people. You can't hold this by yourself. I was reading some over in the book of Proverbs, and it's a book of wisdom. And this is what it said. And I think this is applicable for everybody. I don't care where you are in your biblical walk or where you are. All that doesn't matter right now. What's very important, when you get something, it will not multiply until you give it away. We thinking, well, how can you do that? Let me tell you something. A gentleman by the name of Cardone, I can't remember his first name, but a lot of people know because they go to all his trainings. Grant Cardone, that's what he is. This is what he said. Look, my hair was black. This turned my hair gray when I listened to this about 2 years ago. This turned my hair gray. This when he said this. He said this. He said that he makes millions of dollars a year, but if he don't give it all away at the end of the year, he feel like he didn't accomplish anything. But guess what happens when he gave it all away? It multiplied. Now that sets somebody free right now. That sets somebody free right now. You gotta, and we're still in the vein of this conference. You guys are gonna get everything today. You got a refrigerator full of food, and there's people out there that you know that are hungry. Why not fix a plate and take some food out to them? Give it and watch it multiply. It's a never ending. LaShawna was talking about giving away products, giving away. Patricia Lloyd was talking about giving away. And it just comes back to you. Everything I do in the business, I'm always giving something away. I give stuff to my partners. I give stuff to my customers. If my customers, I call them up, check, see how they're doing. I say, guess what? I got another product I want you to try. I'm not going to charge you for it. Somebody come and buy products from me. Mom always said, try this also. Do your wife drink tea? Yes, she does drink tea. anybody in your family that you know got any pain, I know you just bought this product because you said you need something for your immune system. You need something for your to lower your blood pressure. Well, let me ask you a question. Do you know anybody that has problems sleeping at night? Oh yeah, I have quite a few people. Well, look, take this bottle right here. This right here has melatonin in it. It's called uninterrupted rest. If you got to use the bathroom in the middle of the night, get up, you go to the bathroom, come back, and you go right back to sleep. Listen, I am so excited about this opportunity, not because of just a financial gain, but hear my heart for a second. Not just for the financial gain. This is what I'm really excited about. You get an opportunity to help people all over the world, people you never met before. I had just traveled to Ohio, my wife and I, and we had to go through Memphis because a couple months ago it was bad weather, so we took 75 over to Ohio and we had to take 77 coming back. We ended up in Virginia somehow. I don't know how we did it, but we went through. But we came to Memphis, Dearborn, Michigan, and I met a gentleman, and he was talking about this truck I have. It's 2018. It's a truck that the company helped pay for when I hit senior vice president about 7 years ago. And the guy said, "Man, that's a nice truck." I said, "Yeah." See, he says, "Wow." He said, "Do your truck have the gate? Does the lift go up and down?" I said, "No, but it goes up and down with CBD products." He said, "CBD products? You got CBD?" I said, "Yes, I got CBD." Total stranger. Total stranger. He said, "Listen, can you come and talk to me down the lobby about the CBD products? I've been looking for this." Listen, if I would have never told him, a closed mouth cannot get fed. If you got your hands closed, you'll never be able, you got to be able to give. And I say, "Yes, sir." I'm on a conference call, but after call, we come downstairs. Went downstairs, make a long story short, the guy said, "I need this." He told me about his wife. He had lost his wife. He got to talking about, he go through anxiety. He had a heart attack. He had pain from the back of his neck down there. Ding, 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 ding. He had pain. And what did I do? I grabbed my PDQ. I sprayed him while we was talking, and he was just listening to me. He was just listening to me. He said, "You know what? I was just trying to wait and see how long it took my pain. My pain is completely gone." And he started talking about my products. And I knew that had to be God, because what likely, we were driving 8 hours. I said, "Vicki, let's stop." And she said, "Let's stop right before Virginia Mountain." I said, "Let's just stop and get a hotel." Stopped at that hotel, and the guy pulls up right next to me. I'm telling you, there's opportunity all the time. A lot of people say, "Look, let me tell you something. I'm too old for a job." I get a viral reaction when they talk about work. Nothing against work, because you got to do what you got to do. You got to put vittles on your table. Wait a minute, I can't say vittles because some of y'all under 40. You got to have food on your table. See, back in my day, we say vittles. We got to have food on your table. So you got to be able to share something to get something. I'm telling you, has nothing to do with your ethnicity, has nothing to do with your background, has nothing to do with none of that. We all bleed the same. We all go through the same situation. You got to just talk to people. I believe in all my heart, and my time's just about up because I know my chairman told me 12:30 going to be ready. But I believe in all my heart that God put us on this earth for all humanity. Look, there's something inside you that you have for people. And you know what? Until you just make yourself presentable by opening up yourself and unveiling yourself, do you realize people never know what you got? Because this is life-changing. Check this out. I'm from Ohio. My wife is from Texas. We met 42 years ago, and we always traveling. But I don't have to stop and do what I do. When I retired from working with at-risk teenagers at the age of 53, retired from the military when I was 40, when I was 39, retired from the state of Georgia when I was 53. I was done. When I met this opportunity, I said, "This is it." And then when our chairman, which you're going to hear from in a few seconds, talked about coming out with health and wellness product, I said, it is over, because everybody needs wellness. The highest, the lowest, the middlest, I don't care what color, everybody needs health and wellness. And I told this gentleman, who you're going to hear from in a few minutes, I said, "Nelson, I was in Jamaica, and he's a man, he's a person that when you listen to him, he's compassionate for people." I said, "The only problem I think you're ever going to have with our products is have a high demand." He said, "What do you mean by that?" I said, "When you have something consumable and it's working, this is the conversation at the class reunion. This is the conversation at the family reunion. This is the conversation at church. This is the conversation everywhere you go. But everybody wants to be healthy." The gentleman you're going to hear from this evening, he's an incredible brother that I met. He's a powerful businessman. He's going to carry us off. He's going to finish this off for us. But when he said that your health is your wealth and that's the opportunity, I got an aha moment. I said, "You're exactly right. Look, I'm 67 years young. I know what this stuff does. It's an anti-aging. People say, how you get so much energy? First, God. Second of all, I put what's in my body. And if you want to go to scriptures and you thumbing through your Bible and you trying to find something, look off in Genesis. It said God created herbs to heal the body. Your body is natural. When I was growing up, from Big Mama, Little Mama, somebody else's mama, they didn't go through and give us all this stuff. Nothing against pharmaceuticals, nothing against doctor medicine. God put all of them in the earth. But I'm going to tell you what he did do. I'm going to tell you what God did. God put stuff in the earth. Some of y'all, and I give y'all a few more years, some of y'all 45 and up heard about castor oil. Every time I think about that castor oil, the taste of it. But watch this. When we took it, we didn't have to take all that stuff. You took back, and all they did, they took the oil. It's in there. And I'm going to talk about this afternoon. And it heals your body. Your body's made of what they call the endocannabinoid system. Everybody got one. Cats and dogs got it. They got anxiety. They got pain. That's why when we talk about inflammation, we're going to talk about that in a little bit. It's going to educate you so much. And you're going to say, that's why I've been having that. Then you're going to hear testimonies on people who have been on blood pressure medications and took this product and their blood pressure has gone down to the right area. This is life changing. I'm so excited. Let me see. Let me check my time because he told me, okay, I got a few more minutes. So I got a couple more things I want to talk about. Okay. We travel around the country. Everywhere we go on vacations, but we always keep our products with us because we talk to people. Everywhere you go, people need products. We were just in Vegas 2 weeks ago. I got to go back and get some I left in the machine. Some of y'all will get that later. But we was in Vegas, and I was talking to a guy, and the guy was selling me some headphones. He trying to sell me. You can't sell a salesman. But you know what? He gave me a good deal. He said, buy one, get one free. But I ended up buying one. He gave me 2 free. He said, man, I like you, man. I got to get you 2 of these. So anyway, make a long story short, he says, what do you offer? I said, I offer stuff to help with pain. I say, Juwan Howard's our ambassador. He used to be with Michigan. He used to be with the NBA. He was with the Fab Five back in the day. Now he's with Michigan. And he came out with a product, and it's called PDQ, Pretty Darn Quick. And I'm not for sure if it's going to relieve your pain instantly because everybody handles pain differently. He said, man, I will do anything for my pain. I've been standing here all day. We was at the Paris Hotel, and he's a vendor. So I sprayed the back of his shoulder. And I asked him, I said, well, just give us some time. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. He said, hey, man, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. My pain is completely gone. Hey, man, how can I get access to that? Ding, 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 ding. Now, what if I wouldn't have had this? See, I ain't from New York, and nothing against New York, but Yvonne Graham and Joe is my core, my friend. Because when I come to New York, I ain't got to worry about a weapon. I just keep this right here. I like to have fun with this, but let me tell you something. If it ain't fun, I don't want to be a part of it. I love to have fun. I'm a youthful type person. I like to have fun, but because life is too serious. Yeah, a lot of people know we lost our loved one about 5 years ago. She was a national director in the company. We lost her. God said it was time for her to go home. But the thing is, I look at life different. I know a lot of people on here probably have lost loved ones. People have sick people, ones that are sick and everything. But listen, let me just say this before we bring Mr. Gerard on. Let me say this. Life is short. There's a time to live. There's a time to die. What are you doing with your dash that you have? So you have to help humanity and just live life and have life more abundantly. Don't get caught up in the small things. Yesterday's gone, so forget it. Tomorrow might not come, so don't sweat it. But today is here, so let's use it. So in saying that, I believe I might have him. Okay, I got about 2 minutes, but I'm just going to see if he's available right now. Mr. Gerard, are you available so I can properly introduce you? If you're available, please click your mic and say, I'm here.
Hey, Teddy, I'm here.
Great. All right, good. Okay, listen, this man has a very tight schedule, but I am so honored, and I thank God that he was able to take some time out. I can just say this about Mr. Nelson Gerard. There's so much I can say about him, but he's a man after God's own heart. He loves his children. He's a family man. He's a businessman. He's been successful in other adventures and stuff. And he took time out 8-9 years ago to grab this company and put them in the hand and says, you know what? It's not that the company is going down. It's the company has some great people and I want to keep them going up. So he's very powerful. I don't want to steal him on thunder. I know he's on a short schedule or short stop, but I want to introduce to some and reintroduce to others our chairman, a very powerful man that the Lord has put on this earth to help a lot of people, Mr. Nelson Gerard. Take it over, sir.
Thank you, Teddy. Appreciate the introduction, and want to say hello to everybody. It's been a while. My first thoughts are I hope everybody weathered this hurricane well. I know that some areas got very badly hit on the west coast of Florida and the Panhandle, and I know it's up in Georgia and hit Atlanta hard, and I know it's heading towards Tennessee, and a lot of damage, unfortunate. So I hope everybody's safe, and my prayers are with everyone for getting through this safely. We had some rough winds and power outages down here in South Florida, but nothing too bad. So I want to, just for those reasons, because of those reasons, I want to express my gratitude and respect for everyone who's on the call today and taking the time and, investing their time and energy, not just on being on the call, but in the business. The leadership that's pulled this together, a lot of respect for that and appreciate it. And, collaborated across organizations for the best interest of the partners. And that's always important. And it's the way that, this happens, the way this business is geared. The company's, as the company grows and builds, the benefits and the beneficiaries of that growth are you. It's not because of a very unique program that we launched a couple of years ago. The company prospers, or its partners prospers, and it's called Benefits of Equity. And Benefits of Equity, I still believe today, is the most dynamic, innovative comp program or business program. It's not just a compensation program, it's an equity program. It's called the Benefits of Equity for a reason. And I think it's the most innovative concept that's ever hit network marketing in the history of network marketing. There's a lot of whistles and bells, a lot of smoke and mirrors, but this is just it's brass tacks, it's facts, it's financial, it's sound, it makes sense, and it's frankly, imagine going for a job interview and your early days of Microsoft, even going there today, or Walmart, or Dell Computer, or wherever you want to go, and they say, well, coming in the door, we're going to give you the benefits of equity. We're going to give you an equity stake as if you had an equity stake in the earnings of this company from this day forward, or in the potential sale and profits derived from a sale or a transaction of the assets of this company. I mean, it's unheard of. I don't know of any other company, Fortune 500, Fortune 100, anywhere in the world that has a program this innovative and this dynamic. And, I don't care if you're selling shoelaces. There's nothing that even resembles this model anywhere. And I could go on and on and on about, you don't have to invest thousands or tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars to start a business that you have an equity interest in. And, what is equity really all about when it comes to business? Equity is about having the ability to participate or share in the profits of the operation. Company makes money, I get a piece of it because I own X percentage of that equity, or I own X percentage of the company, or if I own all the company, and I do own all the company, I get 100% of the equity, but not in Epic, because Epic has benefits of equity. So when the company makes money, yeah, I make money, but so do you, because you have the benefits of equity. So I actually, part of what would normally come in a traditional business relationship where I own 100% of the company, part of the profits that I would realize are taken and distributed towards the members, the representatives in this company that share in the benefits of equity. So that's you could say, well, why are you giving up what you have? I'm not giving up what I have. I'm not giving up what I have. I'm willing to share in what we build. This isn't me giving you something for nothing. This is me saying you can participate in the growth and profitability of a company. It's very clean. You've seen things. I mean, we've seen one scam after another over the years. I mean, what was the Hyperfund one? I mean, I was shaking my head like, oh, I couldn't believe people were throwing money at this because it was such obviously a scam. It made no sense, right? This makes sense. You may say, hey, Nelson Gerard's absolutely insane for doing this. You could say that. but it still makes sense. It's a sound business concept. It makes sense. You know, my grandfather always said to me as a young man, and by the way, I avoided the Madoff scandal. I had close family friends and relatives pitching me Madoff, how it was the best thing since sliced bread, was sure fail, could not lose, had the system beat. And I'm like, I'm sorry, you know what? It sounds too good to be true. Hyperfund was the same thing. A lot of other companies out there I've heard, you know, I could go on, but you know, it's not the point. I've avoided Ponzi schemes because I use my common sense that my grandfather gave me. If it sounds too good to be true, it is. Like, oh my God, I can make 15% per month on my money. Yeah, sure. Of course you can. Of course you cannot. It's ridiculous. So, you know, this makes sense. You know, when I explain benefits of equity, I don't sit, even if somebody explained it to me, I wouldn't sit there and say, that makes absolutely no sense. It's impossible. It's ridiculous. It's inconceivable that this could be real. Totally makes sense. It totally makes sense. As the company grows and prospers, that it's as if you owned equity shares in the business. From a participation and profitability, it's exactly, I'm going to hedge on exactly. It's almost exactly, it probably is exactly, but I'm going to hedge just for legal reasons. I don't know. But it's almost, it's virtually literally the same thing as being an equity shareholder with stock certificates in hand and having equity in a company, because you participate in the distribution of the profitability. In the event of a sale or a transaction of the company, you participate in that transaction. It's that simple. It's not hard to explain. It's not hard to understand. I wouldn't sit there and say, this makes no sense. It sounds too good to be true. It's a very aggressive, it's a very dynamic, it's a very innovative program, but it makes sense. And that's your 3-minute elevator pitch. Everything else is, you know, I mean, products, great. We have great products. We have ridiculously good products. We have life-changing products. But everybody's going to say that, but we do. Captivita, insane. You know, Oxygen, amazing products. The coffee, terrific product, amazing product. You know, I mean, I can't tell how many PDQ stories I have. I mean, last basketball season, starting whatever, late April through July, I was on the road 15 to 17 weekends with my twins at basketball tournaments. They play in the Under Armour basketball circuit nationally. Their team, I'm going to brag a little bit, went 16-2 in the Under Armour circuit and lost in the finals in Chicago. So every weekend I'm on the road, and you know what happens before every game? Most of my son's team lines up for me to spray their knees. The starters do. There's only 7 kids on. There's only seven players, 8 players max on the team, 3 on the bench, 5 on the court at any given time. They all line up. They want their knees sprayed. They want that anti-inflammatory effect. They want that, you know, blood circulation. You know, it promotes blood circulation. It prevents fatigue. Perform at a higher level. Recover faster. That's what they do. So I'm on the road 15, 17 weekends. People are like, what is that? Oh, it's PDQ. Everywhere I go, what is that? It's PDQ. It's that good. It's incredible. Extreme, you know, post-game, massage, whatever. Play 3 games a day. Guess what? They're tight. But everybody wants to know what I'm doing. And I promote it. And that's the way this business is, like what Teddy was saying. If you're leaving home without it, you're just leaving home without it. I mean, you're leaving home without your opportunity. So that doesn't really make a lot of sense. So, you know, yeah, the products are great. Every network marketing company is going to say, hey, our products are better than everybody else's. Okay, well, you know, we've got Captivita. We have one testimonial after another about glucose control and A1C levels, and you all know it better than I do. Okay, but we all know it. I know what happens if we run out of stock on it. I know what we hear. Don't think I don't hear it. So, you know, we could talk about product, but the opportunity is the best product we have. So, you know, I think that gets lost in the translation. So, you know, we're still here. We're still focused. We still have a tremendous amount of upside potential, but it takes building. And without building, nothing happens. Sharing the opportunity, sharing the products, creating sales, generate this business. From day one, when I came in this company, was all about, you know, your job as a representative in this company is do two things. One, acquire new customers and acquire new partners. Acquire new customers, acquire new partners, acquire new customers, acquire new partners. So you got three very simple concepts: acquire new customers, acquire new partners, and explain a pretty easy business model to explain called the benefits of equity. So not only do you have a very lucrative compensation plan, right? You have a very lucrative compensation plan. You've always had that. But you or nobody else has ever had the benefits of equity. So, you know, new partners, new customers, explain. I mean, you can explain the compensation plan, you got to do that, but you need to explain the bigger picture, and that's benefits of equity, which is more important than the compensation plan, which is more important. I mean, honestly, there's companies that have been built on far less valuable offerings than we have that have been, you know, multinational companies that have nothing closely resembling the benefits of equity. So, you know, if you were to ask me what's the most important thing I could say to you, benefits of equity, and the three things you have to share and explain. So, you know, look, corporates stay behind you. We've taken our hits. We've went through the pandemic. You know, a lot of, you know, we can talk about a lot of different things, but none of that really matters. All that really matters is what's going from this day forward. And I applaud you all getting together and doing this virtual national event. I think it's terrific. But, you know, it needs to happen now. We're not talking about next year. We're not talking about next month. We're not talking about next week. We're talking about today. What are we doing today? That's what matters. Just like benefit of equity matters. You could have the greatest thing. You could have the greatest product and the greatest business opportunity in the world, but if you don't share it, it's worthless. So that's the mission. That's the focus. You know, there's just so much good we can do, not just bringing people, not just helping people live better lives, not just relieving pain, not just lowering A1C and glucose levels, but enriching people's lives from a financial perspective, and also giving them an opportunity that it would cost them thousands, tens of thousands, or hundreds of thousands of dollars to be part of. So with that, God bless, stay safe. Thank you for making time for me today, Teddy, and all the leaders. And let's get this done. Let's do it now. Today's the day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nelson Gerard. I appreciate it. Can you still hear me? Some people said it. Okay, great. I appreciate it. I really appreciate you taking time out of your schedule and Godspeed. And you know, those boys that you, I know you're into that basketball with them. You show them how to shoot as long as you could, and now they're shooting better, they're dribbling better, and everything else. So, man, I tell you that, you know,
I was always terrible at basketball. I'm always a better coach than I am a player.
Well, when you told me your kids play basketball and I saw that basketball court, I said, you know, we were cut from some of the same blood, because I love basketball and I don't care how old I get. I just got it in me. I feel like when my grandson just got a full scholarship for baseball at Temple, Texas, and I feel so good about it because that's part of my blood. You know, I'm very athletic and I keep that, so I really appreciate it. And we want to thank.
Keeps them out of trouble.
Yes.
Keeps them sharp.
Yes, it does. And it gives you values and stuff. You know, so many of people have given up on their kids. They don't realize, the thing is that children take on your looks and some of your likes when they're born. But when it's time for them to leave this world, they take on their decisions. And a lot of times they take on their decision because of the way their parents raised them. So, you know, I know anytime you got parents, regardless if they're backing their kids, giving wisdom back in their kids will never forget that. They might not pay attention to you, but somebody else going to come along and say the same thing that you've been telling them. And somebody say, oh, yeah, I got it. My dad used to tell me that a long time ago. My mama used to say, yeah, you know, the reason why is because we have that connection. Sometimes we'll let that umbilical cord go. And sometimes our kids say, oh, Dad's too hard on me, but not really. Dad sees something in them that they don't see in themselves. So I really appreciate it, Nelson. I just wanted to say one other thing. I think about that benefit equity. And I can tell you what got me real excited is the fact that my parents was not invited to to that business meeting when Ray Kroc brought a lot of people together. They weren't invited to the meeting. My grandparents was not invited to that meeting when Sam Walton had a vision. But thank God we were invited to the meeting when Nelson Gerard came in with the vision of equity. I'm telling you, listen, that's what faith is all about. And this next lady I'm going to bring up, she'll really talk about balance, but that's what faith is all about. You can't say, let me see it now. You got to go ahead and do the work first. And then when it happens, that's why I get excited. Nelson just talked about this equity, and I keep thinking, this is life-changing. This is generational wealth. I think people don't understand the power of this. Listen, my conversation when I'm talking to people, no other company in the history of my 34 years in network marketing has ever offered network marketing. My wife worked in the government system. She got a 401k after 30 years working for the government. I got a retirement after working 21 years, a month and a day. People got their equity just because they're a member of the company. That doesn't happen. I don't think we put enough emphasis on that. No. If you talk to somebody who's in a financial planner, a businessman, an attorney, they will say, how do you guys get that? But you know what we got to do, and you're going to hear more about it? We got to get some partners, because that's what distribution is all about. I don't believe McDonald's make the greatest hamburgers, and some of y'all got that camera out because y'all probably chewing on the cheeseburger. I ain't questioning that cheeseburger. Go ahead and eat. We getting close to lunchtime, but I believe they got the most distributions. That's why they got the most revenue. And that's the reason why.
The reports coming out on what's in McDonald's foods these days with Robert Kennedy Jr. It's scary. It's scary. Holy cow. It's like, and then you look at what's in the food in Canada versus what's in the food here, including the cereals. It's frightening stuff, man. But listen, I have to run in a minute, but I don't know the exact quote, but I watched. I mean, Kobe Bryant was amazing. I mean, the man was so smart and such a great motivator. And I don't remember the exact quote, but I've given it to my sons numerous times, and they say, you got to make the sacrifices and give up what you want today to get what you want tomorrow. And if you're not willing to make those sacrifices or do the things that you don't like to do, you'll never get what you want tomorrow. So, yeah, I know there's a lot of things that I'd rather not do today, and I'd rather not prospect today. I'd rather not carry PDQ, or I'd rather not acquire a new customer or a new partner today. But if you really want those goals that you want, where you want to be, accomplish those goals in a year or 2 years or 5 years from now, you have a simple decision to make, and you make it every single day. You can either do the things, the one point he made is you got to do the things you don't like to do to be successful. And you know what? When I heard that, it really resonated, because, I mean, years ago when I was involved in telecommunications, I literally taught myself to program. I didn't know how to program. I had no background in programming, but I learned how to program because I needed to, because I couldn't afford a big IT staff, because I couldn't afford a programmer charging me so much money an hour. I literally learned how to program myself, and it was hard, but I made a lot of money because of it. So, if you want to be successful, if you want to accomplish your goals, you got to do the things you don't like doing. You got to step out of your comfort zone. You got to plan. If you want to get something done, I learned this a long time ago. If you want to get something done, schedule it. Put it on your calendar. Tomorrow between 10 and 12, I'm going to contact new customers or contact new partners or both. Schedule it. If you don't schedule it, it's never going to get done. With that, I've got to run. God bless. Thank you, Teddy. Thank you, leaders, for putting this together. Great event, and I can't wait to hear more about it. And by the way, promotion is going to blow your socks off. You haven't announced it yet, have you?
Not yet.
Teddy made me do it. So thank him.
All right. Thanks a lot, Nelson. Appreciate you. Hey,
bye, everybody. God bless.
Yeah. Listen, Nelson's all in our Kool-Aid. One of my partners just said that. He said, I can't get anything accomplished. He went to the store and said, I got to get a book and write down it, because if it ain't written, like Patricia Lloyd always say, if it ain't written, it ain't happening. She always say, listen, if it ain't written, it ain't happening, baby. I know that's right. Well, look, we finna move on. I tell you, this is electrifying. Look, if you got to turn your camera